guys, today is Wednesday and it's been a very busy day. We are headed out of town here in about a week. We are actually going to be celebrating our 4th anniversary. Yay! So we're taking a little trip to celebrate that. Unfortunately, we are still taking the kid. Just kidding. Not unfortunately. We're excited to take the kid. He's gonna have fun at the beach. Anyways, I've had the pleasure of getting together with a bunch of lovely ladies to put together some really fun DIY Halloween hacks. And as a matter of fact, we are trying to recreate some of the Pottery barn Halloween decor. I myself am doing a set of chalkboard tombstones that you can erase and write really funny things on. So I'm gonna try and do a little DIY tutorial to show you how you can recreate them and save a bunch of money because they're quite expensive from Pottery Barn. I'll also include a link to the other ladies that are doing this as well. That way you can go and take a look at all the other Halloween decorations that they're doing. I am so excited to see how everyone's turns out because I think they're gonna look fabulous. And honestly, I think we'll also be able to save you a bunch of money, which is always good. Earlier I went shopping for my supplies and I grabbed the camera and showed a little bit of that. I'm gonna get started, and while the kid is sleeping, I'm going to start outlining everything so I can get it all cut out when he wakes up. I'm at my local Joann's and I'm looking for the pieces that I need to recreate the Pottery Barn chalkboard tombstone. As you can see, I'm in the wooden section. I think I'm gonna get some wooden pieces. I picked up some just I think it's balsa wood. I was originally going to do plywood, but I think this would be easier to work with. So I decided to do that. And with the sale, I think I can get it for pretty cheap. Got my chalkboard paint, got my chalkboard marker. So this one's really pretty easy. Not much involved and saved me a lot of money from those ones and maybe even look a little bit better. So this is a picture of what I'm trying to recreate. This is a set of 3 tombstones that are made of chalkboard so that you can write funny things on them. And they are from Pottery Barn. They originally priced $119. However, I checked it on it again today and I think they've been reduced down to $83. So these are my supplies for this project that I'm hoping to be able to create the entire project with and not have to get anything else. Starting out, I got a 6" by 3/4 inch thick by 36" long piece of craft plywood. And then I got 3 pieces of 12" by 24" by 1/8", also craft plywood. I was originally going to get a big sheet of plywood from Lowe's or Home Depot. However, I just thought this would be easier and I wouldn't have to really sand it because it's pretty much smooth already. So these will actually act as the chalkboard tombstones. This will be cut up into pieces to create little L brackets on the back to keep them standing. I will need a ruler and a paintbrush, chalkboard paint, chalk marker, some wood glue, as well as my jigsaw, which you guys would probably remember this if you've been following us, I got for my birthday. And this will actually be my first project with it. And here's some blades to go with that. So the first step that I did was I drew out the general shapes that I want for my tombstones, so that now I can transfer those shapes onto these boards to cut out. So my first step in actually transferring these shapes is I'm trying to find the middle of this sheet of board. I'm going to go to 6" to the center and mark it. Try to center the bowl and trace around. Might be really rough because we're just going to smooth it out now. So this is the first shape that I got, and looking at it, I think it's a little bit too long. So now what I'm doing is I am moving everything down about 2.5 inches. I want the bottom to be flat, and so I don't want to risk cutting that edge. So I'm just going to shift everything down 2.5 inches. This is the shape that I got. On to the next one. I decided to bust out my handy dandy compasses. So here's the next shape. Finally got it after a few tries. And just to show you a comparison, this is the first one. That's the first shape. Also took me a few tries. Now on to the third one. one was easy. There we have the third shape. It's pretty basic. Top slowly tapers down to the bottom. So here, real quick, I marked out my lines for the base. These will basically have two pieces for each tombstone where they will create the back and the bottom of the L shape, and then we'll have two gussets on each one as well, which will hold the pieces together. So I redid the shape on this one just because it wasn't very symmetrical. Ended up using my compass and ruler a lot more. And then here is the other designs. Now, next task is to cut them out. Got my safety goggles on. We're gonna go cut some wood. It's the next day, and I thought I'd get a little jump start on my project again. Brandt wanted to play outside, so I thought I could get some sanding done while he plays. How are you lifting that thing? Uh-oh, did you get in your eye? It's okay. Come here, buddy. So while Brandt is snacking, I am going to start painting my tombstones. So I just finished the first coat of black paint. It's in between activities. Now I gotta wait 1 hour and then we'll do another coat. This is my 4th coat. So I think this is the 3rd day that I've been working on this project, and you will probably hear these guys in the background playing. This is when I wish I had an office to lock myself in, but I don't, so we just gotta work around the kid. My next step for these tombstones is to draw on the chalk. For this step you can either use regular chalk, or what I'm using is the chalk markers. I have several of them because I like to do chalk art. The thing about the chalk markers is that they will become somewhat permanent if you leave it on there for too long. So if you make a mistake, make sure to erase it with a wet rag or a wet napkin pretty much right away, because after about 10 minutes it will leave like a line. If you want it to be erasable, I think regular chalk would work the best, but I figure I don't want to redo these afterwards or anytime later, so I'm going to use the regular chalk markers so that it will stay pretty much permanent. I've done 2 outlines right now, and then I will have to write in the words, and then I need to do the outline of the 3rd one. Just so you guys know, this is the chalk marker that I'm using for these tombstones. I got all the chalk art done. Now I have to glue the supports onto the back sides of the chalkboards. And what I'm gonna do is, because I did these at a 90-degree angle, and if I lined everything up, they would be standing straight up and down, which would make it easy for them to tip forward if there was any wind pressure on the back. So what I decided to do was to glue them probably about 1/4 of an inch or 3/16 of an inch from the bottom of the tombstone, so that way when it sits, it'll kind of have a little bit of a slant, and that'll keep it from, you know, tipping over so easily. So now we're gonna get started with some wood glue. So I finally have the house to myself. The boys went to a local fair to watch some monster trucks. They're probably gonna have a blast. I know Nick was excited to show Brandt the monster trucks. So I have the tombstones completed, and now it's time to decorate. So when I was setting these up yesterday, it was really windy outside, and even though we had the L brackets on them, they were tipping over. So in order to get around that, what I did was I filled up some cups with rocks and put them on the back side to weight them down. So if you have a really windy area and you're having the same problem I had, I suggest weighting them down somehow, and this seems to be working pretty well. So that concludes my Halloween Pottery Barn hack. I ended with an overall savings of about $47, which I think is a great deal. Make sure to check out the other ladies and their Halloween hacks so that you can find all the projects that you need to decorate your house on a budget. Also, while you're there, make sure to subscribe, and if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure to click that red button so that you can stick around for all of our adventures with Brandt and more DIY tutorial hacks. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more videos like this, please make sure to let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I hope you have a happy Halloween and happy crafting. Bye!